problem with that is when your group is not the currently oppressed group, it can feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So suddenly,
Somalis were on a good streak for a minute.
no, this is, and I've had wonderful conversations. I have had Somali friends for 25 years,
Mm-hmm.
and in Minnesota, now listen, Minnesota is not. It's not perfect. It's not. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about entire generations of Somali immigrants felt comfortable calling Minneapolis home.
Mm-hmm.
And for a long time, the primary pain that they would experience would just be anti-Black racism.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all of a sudden, because of YouTube and social media, it's like, oh, people literally hate us because of where we're from now.
Mm-hmm.
And the painful truth of that is it will pivot to you next.
Mm-hmm.
It will pivot from Palestinians to Sudanese. It will pivot from Sudanese to Latino. It will pivot from them to poor people. It will pivot from them to African Americans. It's all of us at the same time, but this country tends to hyper focus its oppression on a small group of people and then pivot to somebody else. The weird thing about 2026 is, for the first time in my lifetime, even white people are catching it. And when I say in my lifetime, I compared Alex Preddy, the white man who was shot and killed, and Renee Good. I compared them to 3 civil rights workers who were killed in the American South in the 60s, named Goodman, Cheney, and Schwerner. Goodman and Cheney, they were Jewish. And Goodman and Schwerner were Jewish. Cheney was African American. And they were driving in the Deep South, and some racist white men, police, pulled their car over and kidnapped them and killed them. It was the single biggest story in the world. They were missing for weeks and weeks and weeks, and they turned up literally like dead in a landfill. Both Renee Good and Alex Preddy, these are two, not only are they 2 white people, they're 2 visibly white people, and they weren't saying otherwise, but they were they lived there, and they were just fighting for their neighbors, standing up for the people that they loved. And I think they thought, like the people they were fighting for thought they were safe.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Preddy and Renee Good, and just as Goodman and Schwerner thought, we are visibly white.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're in the Deep South, but we're white.
Mm-hmm.
And what they found, what Renee Good found out, and what Alex Preddy found out, is there are limits even to whiteness. That in that moment, and we can get really weird, it was some Latinos that shot Alex Preddy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, what is this? The truth, what it is that it's no different than you see a video from the IDF and you're like, hold on, is that an Ethiopian? You're like, hold on, is that a black man I see in the IDF?
Yeah.
And you realize oppressors are oppressors.
No matter what.
And when you work for the oppressive system, I saw this video, it was super viral in Minneapolis, and it was of an ICE agent telling this white man that he was going to erase him.
Oh, yes, I've seen this.
And it's like, hold on.
If you raise your voice, I'll erase you.
I'll erase you. Yeah, I'll erase you or something.
Yeah.
And in the comments,
He said it with an accent. I was like, brother, get out of here.
It was like, dude, you're speaking broken English.
Yeah.
And it's I actually felt bad for him. It's like, hold on, man. It's like, do you understand how you look to the world?
Yeah.
And again, it's no different. What it is if you go back, if you study oppression, and my undergraduate and graduate degrees are in history, and when you study oppressive...
I thought you said you had an undergrad in oppression. I was like, what's college?
My degrees are in history, but I very much studied oppression and fighting against it.
Got you. Okay.
And when you study it, you will always find members of the oppressed class who will do anything they can to escape the oppression, including just becoming an oppressor. And so you could go to the plantation in the American South, and Brother Malcolm talked about this. You could find almost all of the oppressors on the plantation were white, but they would literally choose 3 or 4 black men who would basically be their oppressive co-workers. And Brother Malcolm would say it like this: those black men who were used as what we call slave drivers would say, like, the slave master could be sick, and this black man would say, "Are we sick?" And like, "Oh, we." It's like, "No, you are hired." And I even have sympathy for him. He betrayed his people. The man in that truck betrayed his people. We see it. It was a group of Muslims who murdered Salah. This is, anytime there is severe oppression, it breaks my heart, but to escape it, you will find groups of people from your own group who will sign up to join them in a subconscious way to just escape the oppression. And it doesn't mean we forget. It's unforgivable, but it's also really common.
This is happening in Afghanistan. It's happening in Gaza.
Everywhere there is severe oppression. In Afghanistan, in fact, there was a mass shooter in Washington, D.C. He killed 2 or 3 people, not a mass shooter. But there was a man they arrested who they said was a Muslim who shot 2 or 3 people in Washington, D.C. This brother, he was basically, if you've ever seen the movie Bourne Identity, this man was from Afghanistan, and for about 15 years, when he was 15 years old, this is fact, this is in the Washington Post, New York Times, the United States military pulled him from his village in Afghanistan and used him as a sniper against his own people. For 15 years, this kid who became a killer in Afghanistan was used to go with hundreds of others, was used to go from village to village to village. And then eventually he was treated as a refugee. This man who had killed hundreds of people was basically dumped by the United States government in Seattle, Washington, given no support, no counseling. People were actually calling the FBI and Justice Department and saying, this man needs help. They made him into a monster, then refused to help him. Then he just drove across the country. He abandoned his whole family, drove across the country and started killing people. It's a story as old as time. It's not limited to non-Muslims or Muslims. It's a story of oppression and what it does to people.
And you see it in the story of Musa alayhi salam.
Yes.
The oppressed people, they leave. Imagine the scene of Fir'aun chasing you, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala having the miracle of the ocean being split. You get across, Allah just saved you through the Prophet Musa alayhi salam. And then those oppressed people who have lived in oppression for that long go back and worship a cow.
Yeah.
When they just witnessed this miracle. But oppression does something to your psyche.
Oh, it does. It's
right?
not
your mental. And that's one of the reasons Musa alayhi salam was actually not able to go into Masjid al-Aqsa.
Yeah.
Until the next generation came with a different, stronger belief and aqeedah in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's like you said, a story as old as time.
Yeah.